A required day trading skill that you need to have: know when to quit, know when to give up. And this is one of the areas of the market that is very, very tricky. But before I get to the explanation here, I want to be upfront. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you in theory the whole time. So if you're somebody that's like, yeah, I don't really like reading because basically books are like, well, that's supposed to how it happens, or I think that's how it happens in theory. None of that. I'll be using some of my real life personal results to illustrate this. So I just want us to set up the general context, but then just realize I will be showing and using some of my personal results so you can see exactly how this concept plays out. And this is all coming from a portion of one of my live trade videos. So quick plug on the channel, there's a playlist with a bunch of live trading videos, so you can go check those out. But like I said, no theory here. This is all going to be very, very real, very, very practical from an information standpoint. So let's just first off, why is this actually so difficult? What is going on here that makes this whole idea a very big challenge? And quite frankly, this is why a lot of people fail. A lot of people fail in the market because trading is very countercultural. What do I mean by countercultural? Well, think about it. And I should know that, and this is also what makes it so tricky. In like 99% of situations, this is the right attitude to have. The culture that we're growing up in is the right attitude, and an attitude that I agree 100% with. Don't give up. Never surrender. Keep on grinding. Persevere. Keep going. You can do it. Don't give up. I mean, right? That's a good attitude to have in so many places in life. In trading, no, that's terrible. That attitude will get you in a whole lot of trouble, and in many situations, it'll eventually knock you totally out of the market itself. And again, it's not like you're stupid. It's not like you're irrational. It's not like it makes totally good sense why you would be behaving, why you would have that kind of mentality, because that's a great mentality to have. But in trading, you need to be a great quitter. You need to be awesome at giving up. You need to be so good at waving that white flag, because when you don't do that, when you don't recognize those periods where you should just give up, there can be a lot of pain. There can be a lot of unnecessary heartache when there doesn't need to be. If you just realize that it is okay in trading to be a good quitter, to know and want to give up when you should. So that's the whole backdrop here about being a quitter. But now let's take this and let me show you truly the power of all this and how it played out for me in, like I said, some of my personal trading results. So to set up the context, what we have here and what you're going to see is I was looking at Tesla and I was thinking, you know what? I think, and you'll see what I mean by think. I was thinking, all right, Tesla wants to go down. Now, if you're a beginner, you can actually make money when prices go down. That's known as going short, shorting. In the world of options contracts, you could buy a put contract. But the premise being, yeah, believe it or not, prices go down, asset values go down, you can still make money. And that's what I was thinking here. I was looking at Tesla thinking it might go down. Now, also when I go to the live clip, somewhere down around the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see, my profit and losses. And you'll see that I did already have a losing trade. So there was already a little bit of randomness going on. It wasn't necessarily smooth sailing. And there was a little bit of, I don't know. I'm not quite sure I have my groove right now. I'm not quite sure that I'm in a groove. Something might just be off, which is normal. You're not always going to be in a groove. You're not always going to be just a flawless trader, and that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad trader, but the key here is, are you able to recognize? Are you able to identify when maybe you're just not quite in a groove? And that doesn't mean you take a losing trade. That means, you got to just quit. That's not what I'm getting at, but there does reach that point where, maybe I'm not just quite in the groove. So what I want to do here is just show you the first part, and you'll kind of see the very beginning of me starting to struggle with my thoughts, struggle with what I'm looking at, and the first sign that, Clay, maybe you just weren't quite in your groove. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go to that live clip, and this is what you're going to see. So it was basically at this exact moment in time with the Tesla chart when you see me kind of start to struggle with, what I was thinking. Do I want to get short on Tesla? That is... But I got a question. But Clay, are you still just trying to revenge trade it? You said you're bearish, and it's not really gone bearish. I suppose what I could do is just go with one contract. But one contract is it? And yes, I'm talking to myself right now. Do you ever talk to yourself as a trader? I talk to myself. I just happen to throw it out there on YouTube, so I get to sound like a crazy person. But if you also talk to yourself, then you're not crazy. Pretty rough there, right? I'm talking to myself, but hopefully you can see that there's a lot of mental conflict going in at that point in time. I just wasn't quite sure, but I didn't quite want to give up quite then. But the pointer being is I started to recognize it. I started to identify the fact that, something might just not quite be right. And like I said, that's the skill that you need to locate. You need to be able to identify within your personal trading. It's going to be different for everybody, but that doesn't take away from the core concept that as traders, we need to start to recognize when we might not quite be in a groove, when we might need to start to consider just giving up and quitting for that day. And that you're going to have to it takes some practice. It takes getting to know yourself, but that's like I said, a required skill that you need to, take a hold of and master. And again, it all starts with realizing that in the world of trading, it's okay to be a good quitter. It's okay to wave that white flag. So you saw there, I'm starting to, I don't quite know, but then I get some very good confirmation, and I'll give some more thoughts on, how this was the confirmation, and, just kind of, I break things down a little bit more detail. But let's see how this next phase of my, little real life journey here, if you will, plays out. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I think I'm done. I'm not quite sure though. I'm going to think about it, but I'll just pause for now. And yep, I'm done, and I'll explain exactly why. What was I just saying about Tesla? Like, oh yeah, I think I might want to get short, and I'll look at it. Back up it goes. So that just tells me my mind just isn't quite with it. And that is certainly confirmation that as much as I want to tell myself that I'm seeing the markets good and clear, I'm not. And that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Why? I'm not quite sure. I think I slept okay last night. But sometimes the markets are just goofy. And granted, yeah, the price could still come back down. But think about it. At that point in time, I'm sitting here saying, okay, yeah, looking good for a potential, short. And then all of a sudden it went right back up. So even if it comes back down, that just illustrates that I just, maybe my overall ideas are right, meaning maybe this thing does still want to come back down, but overall ideas are not good enough. You need to get the timing right too. So just saying, oh yeah, I think Tesla's going to go down today. Okay, that's great. Yeah, you think it's going to go down. Okay, but how are you going to when is it going to go down, right? You got to time it, and clearly my timing is off. So maybe I am right that Tesla comes back down, but as that just illustrated, and I'm sitting here talking about, should I be bearish or not? Yeah, no, it just went right back up, and it may still continue to go back up. So as I wrap things up here, we'll just let it play out to see. But that is definitely, kind of the check in the box, if you will, that Clay, yeah, you're just not quite seeing things right. So just wrap it up and take your $50 and be grateful. Go get some Chinese food or something like that for the family. So, and that's what I'm going to do, not get Chinese food right now. That'd be kind of weird, isn't it? At 10 o'clock in the morning. So I ended the live trade video at that point, and I never saw the rest of the story. But with this video, I definitely want to show you the rest of the story. So I suppose to pat myself on the back here, but more so to just show you the power and the strength and quite frankly, the profitability in quitting and knowing when to give up. Because remember, a penny saved is a penny earned. So if you can avoid just losing money in the first place because you know when to quit, well, hey, that's basically making money. I mean, I love Benjamin Franklin. Penny saved is a penny earned. And when you know when to quit and you can save yourself from going out there and doing things that you shouldn't be doing, well then, hey, that's practically making extra money. And that's what happened here, because check it out. You heard me, and talking, well, oh, look, the price started to go up. So that's where we left off. The price was fluctuating here, but then just look what happened following that. Look at that. And here I was feeling bearish, and look at that price movement. Look at that. And then it did finally pull back. But I mean, think about it. That's embarrassing, right? But it just goes to show sometimes you're just not in the groove. Right there, I'm thinking, oh, bearish. I think it wants to go down. But like I said, the one thing that I did do right was I admitted, Clay, something's off. Something's just not quite right. And had I gotten stubborn, had I not realized that, had I not known to quit, I mean, think about that. Not that I'm not saying I would have blown up my account or been living under a bridge or anything like that, but that was a very nasty move that would have cost me more money. And again, a penny saved is a penny earned. So in this situation, I literally was making myself money by simply just knowing that I needed to give up. I needed to quit. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this kind of directs your attention to some, personal psychology, some, self-auditing that you might need to do in regards to yourself, to just realize and understand that it's okay to quit. And in many situations, it can be very, very profitable to quit. So you just don't get any, you don't lose any money. You don't give anything back to the market. So I'd encourage you to, really keep a focus on this, really realize that it can make a big difference in your trading. So if you found this video helpful, if you would like for me to do more videos like this, where I kind of do more of a theoretical concept, but I also, put that against the backdrop of real life personal results. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoy these types of videos. And really the quickest way to communicate to me that you enjoy these, hit that like button and leave a comment, even if it's just a smiley face emoji, any sort of basic comment. But those two things really go a long way to communicating to me that, yeah, Clay, that was a good video. Please keep making those sorts of videos. And as long as I know that there's interest, then I'll keep doing these sorts of videos. And then also check out the channel as a whole. I'm not a big fan of, asking people to subscribe to my channel when this is maybe the first ever video they've watched. But I will ask, hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out more videos on the channel. And then hopefully, yeah, at that point, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. But yeah, get out there and learn how to become and realize it is okay to be a good quitter. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.